National Insurance Commission, NICOM, set December 31 deadline for insurance companies to clear outstanding claims. U.S. Federal Reserve and Bank of England cut rates for second straight meeting to support economy. Plus, oil prices fall as Hurricane Rafael is expected to start weakening. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Nekaoko. The federal government says it is partnering with development partners to deepen financial inclusion critical to achieving inclusion participation in its social investment programs. At a workshop organized by the Office of the Technical Advisor to the President on Financial Inclusion and Development Partners, Deputy Chief of Staff of the President, Ibrahim Hadijia, reaffirms the federal government's commitment to implementing the ASO Accord Act on Economic and Financial Inclusion. Musa Abubakar reports.
Financial inclusion may have risen to 64% in 2023 from 54% in 2022. The target for the federal government is to close the gap through deliberate actions, including partnerships. This workshop, organized by the Technical Advisor to the President on Economic and Financial Inclusion and Partnership for Learning for All in Nigeria, PLAIN, focused on improving funding for non-state schools and enhancing financial inclusion. The collaboration aims to mobilize financial resources and set up sustainable systems, allowing schools to access loans, grants, and support while fostering financial literacy among parents, teachers, and students.
Majority of those who have been identified as requiring these programs are not financially included. So we need to work very closely with stakeholders, humanitarian affairs, to ensure that we ramp up the pace of extending financial inclusion.
Is in line with the present administration's agenda to brainstorm and see what are the areas, how we can do alignment of our strategy to support this financial inclusion.
This initiative seeks to empower communities and build a future where every child has access to quality education. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA.
Ensuring consumer satisfaction and value for money took center stage at the 93rd Telecom Consumers Parliament in Abuja. Ayodeji Makinde reports that improving data quality was also deliberated on.
I want to reaffirm the Commission's commitment to transparency and accountability within the sector.
The neighbors told me, I saw the clip online. I watched the video 20 times. And in my mind, I said to myself, you have consumed data watching the same video clip 20 times. So she will come the next morning and say, your brothers have taken my data last night, not reminding herself that she's watched one particular clip for so many times.
The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, has issued a directive to insurance companies to settle all outstanding claims by December 31st, 2024, in a move aimed at reinforcing industry credibility and accountability. This mandate was communicated by the head of the Communication and Stakeholders Management Subcommittee of the Insurance Committee, Ebele Chukwumachupu, in Lagos. At the gathering, which marked the first Insurance Committee meeting under the new Commissioner for Insurance, Segun Omochei, NICOM stressed the importance of maintaining sound industry practices by prioritizing claim payments. The federal Reserve cut its benchmark lending rate by a 0.25 percentage point Thursday, extending efforts to keep the U.S. economic expansion on solid footing. Officials voted unanimously to lower the federal funds rate to a range of 4.5% to 4.75%. The adjustment follows a larger half-point cut in September. Policymakers no longer included a line about achieving greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably towards 2%, though they noted inflation has made progress towards the central bank's goal. The committee modified its language around the job market slightly as well. The decision follows the re-election this week of Donald Trump, who has promised to deploy more aggressive tariffs, crack down on immigration, and extend tax cuts. Those policies could put upward pressure on prices and long-term interest rates and prompt the Federal Reserve to scale back rate reductions in the months ahead. The equities market ended Friday's trading session in positive territory, extending previous session bullish momentum. The all-share index climbed by 0.4% to close at 97,236.19 points. A total of 478.9 million shares in 9,015 deals corresponding to a market value of 9.4 billion naira were traded. Equity capitalization increased to 58.9 trillion naira. Still on the capital markets, global stock markets cruised towards their best week since August this Friday, with sentiment in global markets underpinned by Donald Trump's decisive election victory in the U.S., while China unveiled measures to support its economy. Let's join Maria Zachary, who is standing by for an update. Hello, Maria.
Hello, Neka. Thank you for that. We have global markets bearish this afternoon. We have European markets, which were lower as investors monitored corporate results and reacted to quarter-point interest rate cuts from the U.S. Federal Reserve and Bank of England. Looking at the figures, we have DAX, which depreciated by 0.65%. FTSE dropped 0.79%. We have the CAC, which also dropped 0.70%. Asia markets were mixed this Friday after the U.S. Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 25 basis points, and major U.S. indices continued their post-election rally. Looking at the figures, there's the Nikkei, which traded higher at 0.30%. We have Shanghai Composite, which edged lower by 0.53%. Hang Seng Index mirrors this at 1.07%. U.S. stock futures fall slightly after the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite hit records high in a post-election rally also, and investors weigh the Federal Reserve's latest interest rate cut. The figures show Dow Jones average, which dropped by 0.04%. We have Nasdaq Composite reflecting this at 0.13%. We have the Nasdaq Composite at 0.29% negative. Africa, it was in a mixed trade this afternoon. We have South Africa JSE Top 40, which inched down by 1.23%. We have Tunisia Tune Index, which was low by 0.04%. Namibia All-Share Index mirrors this at 0.06%. Ghana was also higher by 0.39%. That's the global market update. I am Maria Aduzakar. It's over to you, Neka.
Thank you, Maria. Oil prices fell slightly on Friday as the risk that a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico will significantly affect U.S. oil and gas outputs decline, while the market weighs how President-elect Donald Trump's policies might affect supplies. Brent crude oil futures fell 53 cents or 0.7% to $75.10 per barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude fell 63 cents or 0.9% to $71.74. The benchmarks fell after rising nearly 1% on Thursday. For the week, Brent is set to gain 3.1%, while WTI is set to rise 4.1%. Gold ticks lower, but holds near key $2,700 level. Let's see how other commodities are trading. Nigeria's multi-million naira scrap and waste industry is being threatened by activities of illegal vendors as vandals of public infrastructure. Hence, the need for National Association of Scrap Metals to collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Steel Development, Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and security agencies to checkmate activities of vandals across the country.
Do something. Go to the Niger Delta, go to Port Harcourt, Akwa Ibom and some other area to name a few. You see the level of havoc, wreck on the economic system of Nigeria by vandals.
Vandalism and illegal ticketing on our highways are serious concerns that undermine infrastructure, impact livelihoods, and disrupt the economy.
The IGP has directed all state commands to give you maximum support.
We have designed what we call scrap dump sites that we are going to kickstart very soon. This will fish out the criminals when we register them.
Before we call it a wrap on the program, let's see how much the Naira is exchanging for other currencies. Well, this is where we end this edition of Business Express. We value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTA's channel. Business Express returns on Monday at 3 p.m. I am Nneka Oko.